Welcome, Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon.
But you will also cast the card for 3 mana a lot of the time. Just not. I'm not sure if I'm. I. So go swamp, pitch. Yeah, I just put back Citadel and go pitch Voidwalker into Bronco on turn 2. I would generally take free to mean there's no mana spend. Yeah, exactly. And you're spending no mana when you cast this card. Like it is a 0 mana counter spell that you have to set up for. But unlike Fortification, it can counter any spell. You can counter stuff on your turn, and this matters a lot. So they kept 7, but they put a ley line into play. No subtlety. You should just love it when it's, no decision. Okay, pay out the prediction. I think the deck building is really going to be interesting with Flare. I think even deck building with with like basically every card we've seen with MH3 is really interesting. I think that the design of basically every card in the set that like has potential, with maybe a couple of exceptions, has been that the card has very restrictive deck building restrictions, very harsh deck building restrictions. But very high power level payoff. I think the green flare, the blue flare, Ugin's Labyrinth are like really good examples of harsh deck building restrictions, very high payoff if you meet these deck building restrictions. And so what I like is that it seems like not a lot of these cards are going to just slot into existing decks, which means that me and all of us get to really work hard and brew and really just figure it out. I'm really excited for it. Less excited for this top deck. So worse than their Confidant, I guess, against a Sign of Draco. A field so I can get some colored sources here. Yeah, you can't Thoughtseize the top of the deck. Kozilek's Unsealing and Affinity. The card casts about 4, 5, 6, 7 mana spells, either making spawns or drawing 3 cards. I don't know. I think we've kind of seen this with Synthesizer, that like if you play your 3 mana whatever and then you do the thing, it's pretty powerful. Is this more powerful? Maybe. Is it not an enchantment or not an artifact? Also, it's also not an artifact. Um, so I don't know. There's a but like the problem is like affinity is just a bad strategy, and you're weak. You're kind of just like not fast enough, and you're too fragile to interaction, even despite having these 3 mana spells. And maybe Ugin's Labyrinth changes that, where you get to like Ugin's Labyrinth and play these cards a turn sooner. Okay, I'm going to attack with my Caustic Bronco because I need to find a Sheoldred's Edict to rate this turn before they can just have another creature to sacrifice. Greg Hatch's Legacy Mono Blue Control? I don't think so. I can't Thoughtseize the top of the deck. We'll bring in the Edicts. We'll bring in the Tourachs. Sheoldred likely fine. Voidwalker's out. I think I want to keep these Kaerveks in. Maybe too many 4s. Play one less, just one Sheoldred maybe. Maybe 0 Sheoldreds. It's pretty bad against Tribal Flames and Binding, but also like the life gain is like pretty nice. Oh, sorry, I just need to get the Bowmasters out of here. Bowmasters. We'll play 1. Yeah, like it's Ragavan, but besides that, it's pretty dopey. They may even board up the Ragavans. I think that's probably what we'll do. I would cut Klings. I think Kling is a crime committer for Punisher. It's, card advantage, engine, life gain. I like Bronco a lot. Bronco's a lot better than the Tourach. Yeah. Or sorry, Bronco's a lot better than Kaervek. Kaervek's okay. Yeah, the Pro White on Tourach is really nice. It's kind of the main reason you bring it in, because if they have Leyline, it's just, 2-1. That gets bigger and is can be bolted and Tribal Flames, but just blocks everything, attacks through everything. Okay, give this one a go. You name the One Ring? I'm assuming they're gonna name the Ring. That card's not in my deck. I mean, you cast the Needle, opponent. Don't cast Needle if it's gonna take you this long to name something. There are no good names. Yeah, I mean, they could name Field of Ruin, which would be like a little sus, but we're like pretty happy with that exchange. We did Field of Ruin them last game, or at least yeah, we did, yeah. Yeah, naming Swamp would be pretty good. Free Starter Lookout and Lantern Control with Codex Reading Rhymes. Yeah, people have been talking about that in this chat too. I don't know. Lantern is not very good, so probably not. Karn the Great Creator. Okay. Nice. Yeah, we've seen the new official spoilers. The enchantment's kind of interesting. I don't know. It would be the enchantment's the kind of card that it's like if it was a standard set, we'd look like pretty closely at it and brew around it some more. But it's a Modern Horizon set, and it'll be a long time before I think too hard about that one. Maybe I'll think about it some more. I need to do a little bit. I need to do another spoiler YouTube video so I can keep up. But right now there are only 4 new spoilers to talk about, so I think I'm gonna wait till there's like maybe 10 or 12 before I get like part 2 review going. Pulling up a stream and figure out the name. No, they're just thinking. They're just thinking. So they play a 4/4 Kavu. So if I attack and they block, and then I field Overgrown Tomb, do they just have basic planes and then it would die? Or do they also have they probably have 2 basics. Plains and Forest probably. And they're not gonna just lose to state-based effects. Yeah, they had plains last game, but usually it's like plains and forest, right? Although this list I'm looking at online only has 1 basic and it's a forest. This one has plains and forest. This one has plains and forest. Okay. Let's attack. I'm feeling somewhat... I don't know why I'm like really feeling like this is going to work. This probably just isn't, right? I've kind of just deluded myself into punting, I think. Yeah. Okay. One punt, one punt. It's fine. Don't impact the board, less fine. I'm going to give the line a go. Mr. Extreme was the deck. It was okay. Start off 3-0, finished 3-2. See, yeah, Dig Through Slime was good. The black removal spells are pretty good. It was one of my like most slow motion punts ever. I'm just like, this is not gonna work, but it just would be so cool if it did. So they don't fetch first, so only deal me 3. It's okay, you know, like they boarded in all these cards. We gotta make some mistakes too, right? It's only fair. Yeah, I want to play Caustic Bronco and a Cottage Blast Shell. I'm just also like this was the first deck I put it in. It was pretty good, so that's what's ready for today. Maybe we'll have that ready for tomorrow. It would be cool to play Calibrated Blast too, of course. I think that's likely what we would do. So do they have a Steam Vents and a Lightning Bolt? They have an untapped... If this is Bale of Summer? Sheesh. Oh, no, it is... They were trying to cast Leyline Binding, which I would have preferred if they had cast Leyline Binding because it had no targets. But instead, they just shock untapped. Okay. Weird game. Mine 3 Hive 0 Castle to maximize crime enablers. I mostly just think Hive is better in this deck because it's an aggressive card, right? And this build is a lot more aggressive than builds we played previously. But I think you could. Oh, if they discard here, opponent, dude. There's been so many mistakes made this match. I've made some of them. I've made some of them. Oh, dirty. But it's also, it is nice that this commits a crime for Kaervek. That part is not super relevant because it's so mana intensive, but mostly just because we're more aggressive. Whew. We'll see if my opponent's sideboard's different. Looks like they are maybe rethinking sideboard. Yeah, it's okay. Opponents, learning. Can bounce attack without being settled? Yes. So Caustic Bronco, if it attacks without being saddled, you lose the life. If it's saddled, they lose the life. Let's maybe keep this one. No ley line. I pitch the Cling to Dust. They did not cut the Damping Sphere. We have plenty of removal spells for my Grief. Maybe I was supposed to take one of the removal spells so I could go, so they don't just get to go removal spell. I'm okay if they do, because they have a dead card in their deck, in their hand. I have the Edict for the Kavu, but also, like, it's just kind of nice to have this ready for the next creature, too. Yeah, I really like the look of these. I really dislike that they all say Prosperity on the top. Like, to me, like, the look is, like, so nice. The art is nice. I like the border. But the fact that all of them just have big prosperity and such big words, like if it was smaller maybe, or if it was like maybe underneath the name of the card, it would have been better. Obviously kind of nitpicky, but just, kind of a miss for me, I guess. Yeah, let's just go Bowmaster this turn, I think. This way they just aren't gonna make a good play this turn. Yeah, but obviously art's subjective. Not everybody likes every, all of these alt-art stuff, but Torpor Orb. I haven't seen this art, but it's just I don't know. Prosperity is just like, sounds too much like the name of a Magic card. My opponent missed their land drop. I think it's probably pretty nice to field them, and it seems like I should probably field the Steam Vents if they're on forest plains. I hate all alt art with passion. Okay. That's fine. I definitely know some people who do. Yeah, it is the name of a card, so. I mean, at the very least, like these look a lot better than the case ones from the last set. The Murders of Karloff Manor. I thought the cases looked pretty bad. And it's Tribal Flames, Damping Sphere, mystery card. Okay. Probably leave him back at Orc Army. They hit the best possible, which is Thoughtseize, is castable. Even through, the Damping Sphere is not even in play. That is the best possible hit. I guess maybe push would maybe be better. It's close. How do I feel with the Dungeon Manual cards in the D&D set? I really liked them as someone who is a big fan of D&D and plays a lot in my free time. I think if I wasn't like a big D&D fan, I probably would have disliked them. Okay, so there's a Torpor Orb in play, so despite kicking the Tourach looking pretty dang nice, let's not do it. And then let's also, I think, leave this back for, well, I don't know, if they just dash Ragavan, it's not that scary. I think I actually own a playset of all of the D&D full art ones except the white one, because that card's pretty bad. So they're dead to me drawing an untapped land. I could have channeled for value. Alright, Chicken Waffle, thank you for the 18 months. Hope you're doing well. We start this league off 1-0, played it perfectly, and 5-1 on the day. The draw with a Cling to Dust and a Thoughtseize. I think I'm going to click the Mulligan button. But pretty borderline hand. Going to 5. keeping 5. We'll see. I don't know. I don't have the most like. I don't know. I used to be like big fantasy football fan. I used to follow a lot of sports, but just prefer Magic now. Is this 5 better than my 7? Depends on if that 7 had a land at the top, like 3 cards. We lead on the Bronco here. Thankfully, Bronco doesn't trigger Bowmaster. Can you settle and evoke Grief? Unfortunately, you can't. You can only settle at sorcery speed, which might actually be because of Grief. I'm not 100% sure. I kind of can't think of like another reason why it's templated this way. Which maybe I don't think we're supposed to evoke the Grief there. I'm gonna go ahead and go to game 2, mull to 5, wait behind. Game 2. Got a couple of needles. I like to have 2 needles in these decks right now. When it's like largely for Yawgmoth and Coffers. It's really nice you can just name Ring and Karn. They're pretty weak to these cards. We also have a Toady. I like Hearse. Hearse is good enough against them. Sheoldred also really good against Yawg. I'm gonna go down to I think one or two Sheoldred's Edicts. I tend to board out my Bowmasters also when I play this matchup. Had a Damnation last night. I've definitely like mentally reached for the Damnation a couple times today because it was in my sideboard yesterday, but not today. Liking the Broncos in the matchup. Let's keep the Kaerveks in. Cut second Cling to Dust. Could cut an Undying Evil because I have less cheap creatures. Seems kind of reasonable. On the play. Yeah, we saw the new 3-mana enchantment. I wasn't like super blown away by it, but maybe I need to reread it or chew on it a little bit. People seem pretty hyped, which is good. So I could like Thoughtseize Young Wolf, push Halfling, and then Needle Grist. A lot of ways you could play that too, because you could also like Thoughtseize Halfling and then try to push Dryad Arbor, but they're just not going to play the Dryad Arbor anytime soon because they have plenty of lands. But if that was in my opening hand, I maybe would have done something different with my Thoughtseize. Enchantment seems like competition for Synthesizer and Affinity. I guess people are so focused on like Affinity, but boy is that deck just like not very good. And I don't know. I think Ugin's Labyrinth may be an upgrade, and maybe you play this with Ugin's Labyrinth, but the deck is just kind of like slow and easy to interact with. I just kind of wish it was better. I don't know. Yeah, people just really like Affinity. But were they Graveyard of the Sheoldred? I guess they just want something to do next turn. I think Carmen did a tweet on my Settle Sorcery Speed. Do you remember what it was? I think I saw it. Okay, so can't play anything first. Like we may get Bowmastered here. Oh, they just didn't even play the Grist? I guess it may be scared of it getting attacked. Might turn on Chord for 2 by fielding, but I need the mana, so let's field. I'm afraid Wizards are going to put an Eldrazi Flare. Oh my gosh, that sounds so sick. But probably bad for Magic, but very cool. They didn't want combat shenanigans, plus most of the abilities are better at sorcery. It's fair. Right, channel Takenuma here. Yeah, the Amazon Prime sub option did move. And we maybe needed a command to talk about how to fix it, because I appreciate y'all taking the time to Prime sub, but I can't exactly recall at the moment. If a mod could set up a command like just !Prime and then how to link your Prime sub, that would be sick. I want to do upkeep instead of draw step because of Court of Calling, but I don't know. Not going to be the biggest deal either way. Wait, they chose Young Wolf with Takenuma? Rock and roll at 34 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Any basics? Usually like 4, occasionally less. Okay. Clean can be kind of bad on the draw. Also, like, just an extra answer to Grist on the draw is kind of nice. Woodar, 4 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Do appreciate you all subscribing. Definitely keeping the stream afloat. Would not be here without you guys. Although, Esther and I do often joke that I don't know, because like she'll tell people that her partner streams, and like most of the time they just and Esther has like a good job too, and so most of the time people just kind of assume that she's my sugar mama. Which well, be nice. There's definitely a timeline where I'm like desperately trying to make it as a Magic streamer, and Esther's supporting me. So there it is, Mortuary Mystery card. But you're all land, am I just gonna go push both halflings? I think I want to play the hearse. Plays the Mortuary, 2 cards in hand. Graveyard's Forest. Postboard the 5-pack, thank you so much. We're gonna need it since my opponent drew. Oh, they drew Sheoldred and not Yawgmoth. We draw land, we can Revolt push off the Demolition Field. We don't draw a land, I'm not sure what the plan will be. Maybe we could draw Grief, and then that'll be my Revolt. Did draw the land. So I think that my Thoughtseize will unfortunately not be super impactful here. Fall Fracture, 44 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Another Young Wolf. Thankfully, we have the hearse. Okay, Apatra's pretty good. Were there more subscriptions for Fall Fracture with the 44? I think that's the last one. Thank you so much. So they have no cards in their hand. Hearse also is a... I think I actually am just going to exile the Sheoldred so I can have something in their yard to target with Hearse to commit a crime with. So play this tapped. So I could go Kaervek plus push next turn. I could just go cast Dauthi Voidwalker this turn, and then the like passive exile is kind of nice, but less important because I have the hearse in play. But maybe with the double Young Wolf, it's nice. Let's do that. Let's play Dauthi Voidwalker this turn. Postboard with another 5-pack. I've got to give stuff for postboard. Make sure to thank him. 639 gifted subs. Too many. Of the crime cards in the deck. It's just Kaervek in this deck, but I think Kaervek is good enough, like a playable card here, kind of simply put. Okay, interesting attack. I'm going to crew my hearse to try to block Apatra. They drew Fatal Push. Okay, good draw from them. So I'm going to go down to 5. So now my Kaervek's not looking great. I guess I can cast push off the Voidwalker. Can probably cast a push from the yard. So push, block, Go to 1 because I took 2. No, take 3. I guess if I'm gonna push off the Kaervek, I need to push off the Voidwalker too. So if they just attack with everything, I'll go push Young Wolf, Crime, push Young Wolf, Voidwalker, push Apatra, block a 1/1. Go to 2. Postboard didn't gift another 5-pack. Okay, no. My opponent responds with a Bowmaster, which is a very good top deck. So now I am forced to crack this, and then the Young Wolves are going to undie. So I'm pushing a halfling and blocking a halfling. And going to 1, which is kind of too low of a life total. Okay. Got Mulligan or 7 here. Go back second Bowmaster. Yeah, very good draw steps from our opponent that game. It's a little above average. Okay, are we up against a mill? I don't have the Emrakul today. But I don't think you really need it in this deck. I think the matchup's going to be good. Maybe famous last words. Let's take the Fatal Push, I think. Another 5-pack from Postboard. Thank you, Post. Just in case you're down by 4. Yeah, you're probably good now. Don't need to gift anymore. Is a trophy race have to get after image? So you do not want it. I mean, maybe you want it, but no. The stream is going to be way better without a trophy race, so I can just focus on getting weird with it and don't have to worry about grinding. I will be playing a lot. I'll be doing long streams. We may have like an incidental trophy race. But not a super intentional one. So there. Death Shadow is going to be pretty online.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
See how our top decks perform. One's got to choose between my 2 Thunder Junction cards. I think they should take the Bronco, but or should the Kaervek. We'll see. But I may have to read both of them. Do you consider Trophy Race win as being your peak as a Magic pro? I guess I don't consider that. I don't even would not even really think about what my peak is, nor really want to, but I sure hope it isn't the Trophy Race. But you go for the Bronco. Wait, Flooded Surrey on their hand is Shadow, 2 mystery cards. I was just thinking I hope that they drew another Thoughtseize, but I was also thinking that would be too greedy for me to even suggest. Seems like I should probably play around a counterspell by going Field and then Kaervek Thoughtseize. Pretty realistic that they have a counterspell as the last card. Nice. Maybe taking a big hit from the Shadow. Graveyard's the Delta. My aquarium maintenance, yeah. It's been going pretty good lately. I had like a little spike in ammonia last week that freaked me out. I like spent hours and hours like testing and like panic changing the water, which was a big rookie mistake, I think. Um, and I think ended up making things a little worse. And I got some help from a friend and just got the bacterial balance correct. Post board with another 5 pack. You're definitely number one. You don't need to gift anymore. Thank you so much. But thank you, post. Your position is safely secured. It seems like I should just get the value from getting the Bowmaster back. I don't think I need to just edict the like if I just edict the shadow and then my opponent removal spells Kaervek next turn, then we're just kind of at a standstill. If they play Murktide and attack, we're in bad shape. But they don't attack and they lose. If they attack, we have to chump and then we lose because of the edict. They could have won this game. Close one. Although I guess I would have been able. No, I would have been able to. Oh no, I couldn't cast the Sheoldred's Edict from the yard because I wouldn't have my swamp from the Demolition Field in time to cast it. Okay, just like every game, all the Sudden Edicts come in. The card is so good. Don't want to bring in Sheoldred against the black removal spell deck, I think. Can get him pretty quick though. Let's get the Dauthi Voidwalkers and the extra one of these. Maybe the Undying effects are pretty just good cards. What card from LLZ you thought was modern playable has disappointed the most? What card do you think you underestimated? I mean, I definitely underestimated Bronco and Lookout. Both have been pretty good. Lookout has been like maybe the best card of the set. As far as cards I overestimated, probably Giraffe is the one that like I was like a little excited for, and then it's kind of dopey. Maybe overestimated Bristly Bill, but I think I still really like Bristly Bill. I think everyone else's standards are too high. Wait, did I not cut my Voidwalkers? Oh, I didn't. I just have 70 64 on accident, 63. Okay, whatever. We'll just win anyways. Satoros have been prevalent. So the thing about Satoros, I think the Esper Satoro decks are very good. I think these decks are very good, and we've played like a good amount of them and to success. I haven't played them in a tournament. I've only played one tournament since Outlaws came out. But I think the Esper Satoro decks are very good, and the best build is tough. We need to play some more, I guess, because you're right. They just aren't as prevalent as they probably should be. Good question, though. You cut Edict, not Voidwalkers? Frick. Well, my Voidwalker just resolved. So that's good. Is the Essence Flux? No, I think they just have Spell Pierce or Flusterstorm. Opponent may be stunned to see me play around a Spell Pierce. Post board with the 25th gifted subs. If you got a gifted sub for post board, don't thank them. They're gifting too much. Too much. Thank you, post. Thank you from me, not from chat. All right, let's go to combat. Trigger the Bronco. Bingo Banjo. Think of the Twitch Prime. Let's play around Bowmaster by not just clinging to dusting here. You're trying to trick me. I'm not post board. I love you. I appreciate the support, but you don't need. It's okay. You don't need to give this many subs. You're number one. You're the best. Buy yourself something nice. Buy yourself a nice dinner instead. Yeah, just really bad if I cling to dust into a Bowmaster here. Although they didn't cast Bowmaster end of turn, so they probably don't have it. Also, if I cling to dust into a spell, they just get to Thoughtseize that, so it doesn't seem like there's a lot of point in clinging here. I just think probably should just not field also this way. They can't do too much to me. Polymorph Bandit, thank you for the tier 1. Appreciate you. I'm gonna buy myself something nice. Gifted song. Well, thank you. Guess I should just Hive and hold up the Not Dead after all. Attack with these two. Very funny, I was just trying to... I wanted to board out the Voidwalker, then my opponent just like didn't cast a dang spell this game. Okay, if you got a gifted super post board, make sure to thank Young Bruce, 18 months, appreciate you as well. A lot of subscribers today. I thank you guys. As a reward for the subscriptions, I think we're going to be doing paper MH3 proxy stream before MH3 comes out. Not a, but yeah, I might just, if we just plain text the proxies, it may be fine. Playtest cards are yeah, it should just be allowed, but we'll make sure there isn't a problem with it. Am I trying to get sued? I mean, if Wizards sued me, that might be like the best thing possible for the channel. Right? that might just be the best thing that could happen. So my opponent's playing Gigantha Jund here. They have multiple ways to deal with my Not Dead After All. So I think I'll take the Bowmaster and just use the Not Dead After All to discard a removal spell here. They're not proxies, they're playtest cards, which Wizard fully supports. Yeah, I think it should be fine. Like, I'm fully intending to buy the cards, you know. We'll figure it out. Spile, Twitch Prime, thank you, welcome back. Just don't try to have the art on cards. But I would prefer to have the art of the cards. I think it would be a better viewing experience. But, you know, yeah, we'll see. If they're not, I don't know, if they sue me, that would be awesome for the stream. It would be maybe bad for my mental health and I might lose all my hair. But for the stream, it would be so good. They drew another Bowmaster. I'm going to take one of their 2 remaining Fatal Pushes, I guess. Yeah, bad for bank account, for sure. Okay, going right to the Supreme Court. Why don't you use real cards? Because they won't be out yet. The idea is that is a post board paying for the lawsuit, it seems, with another 5-pack. They kept a card on top, so let's go ahead and Field of Ruin them. Upkeep, I guess. Okay, so there's Mountain Push. We'll just do a main phase. Thank you, post board. Yeah, I don't think I'll be sued. At the very least, it would be like a cease and desist. Okay, I think. Well, they could go Dash Ragavan. They're not very likely to have undying effects. Could you not just use like Cockatrice? I don't think that would just be. I don't think it would be a very good viewing experience to just use Cockatrice. It also like why is that different? Like why is Cockatrice kosher and and like playtest cards aren't? But I think it'd be just more interesting to do paper. Post forward, continuing to fund the lawsuit with another 5-pack. Okay, so let's. I guess saving this field for Kaervek is maybe correct. But I do want to Thoughtseize their last removal spell. But also, I could maybe have just played Kaervek and been like, you have to draw a fetch land. But I think this was okay. I'm completely sure you can proxy. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. I agree. I'm not really worried about it. Yeah, Saving field for Saga ends up looking pretty nice. Speed down to 10. Opponent does not forget Gigantha. How do the Hive trains work? They don't. Don't worry about it. They don't work. So I kind of like that this, like, you know, they're more incentivized to make a Saga token than cast Gigantha, which I'm like a lot stronger against because the Saga token will just be like a 2/2. They also drew a Ragavan. So I guess we're kind of hoping to draw a land so that we can field into spell. But I guess I can also, oh, this is so weird. So I need the field so they don't get like the value, but I'm not going to be able to commit the crime. I could just go push, flashback push, and then push again. What would my opponent get off of Saga? That would be a big problem. I'm not really sure. Boots maybe? Yeah, let's use the push as the crime generator. Tell me one drawback of printed proxy paper testing. Well, I might get Pinkertoned, but probably won't. Non-zero chance of... Oh, dude, if the Pinkerton showed up to the stream... Esther might cry. So that would be bad, actually. Oof. Did not play around that one. I guess I was supposed to target this construct. Oops, because then this would just been a 2/2. I could have blocked. Yeah, probably not worth. So we still have the push in the yard, so land lets me go field push. Should wait on here. Yeah, I don't think it'll really be an issue. I just, be, kind of careful. Post-board gifting 10 more subs. All-time record shattered on a Wednesday afternoon. I've never seen that message before. I think. Thank you, post-board. I'm down to 8. Surely that's got to be a stopping point. 6/7 Tarmogoyf. It's pretty big. All right, let's go to game. Game 2. Needle for Saga Red and 6 is okay. I think the first copy is going to come in. I'm going to bring in the hearses. Sheoldred likely nice. Could consider the first Tourach. Usually dislike Voidwalker against these like 1-mana removal spell decks. Don't think I'm bringing Sudden Edicts. And Cling is not bad. Good Undying Evil. Not going against the Saga cost us a lot. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It was a tough turn. I think if I had just pushed the other construct and gotten to block the other one, we were in a lot better shape. Like that was the real line, was just push the other one, and then they still have to Nile spell bomb, and then we still just get to block. In 13 months, thank you, welcome back. Postboard with one more gifted sub to Villa Boy. We had cast Kaervek while they had push in hand. If we just cast the Kaervek, not playing around them top decking a Revolt card, it would have been really good. Yeah, that was like the real winning line. Just maybe fine. Also to Larna and goodbye mailbox at the 6. M through the 13. Thank you. A new card performing. I've been liking Bronco. Kaervek's been a little bit more mid. It's fine. I don't know if Kaervek's like optimal, but I think Bronco is really good, and like playing Kaervek also like is kind of good with Bronco because you get to play a slightly more aggressive build of the archetype. Frothy also. Yeah, targeting a spell on the stack is not a crime, although kind of if you ask EDH players, they may give you a different opinion. Name Nile Spellbomb. My opponent has Rin and 6. It's not necessarily ideal, but I can cling to that's like the first thing we target and then go from there. Wait, counterspells are crimes? I thought crime was permanent you control. Huh. I did not know that. So Hearse is pretty good against my Kaervek here. Pass it back. Okay, cool. Does that change anything? Wait, you can go Freeze Starter Lookout and then force negation their play and trigger the Lookout? That's what I've been saying Sultai Crimes control. Dude, I really thought it was just proud. How am I a month into building crime decks? I don't know if this is a crime. I feel like I've been Mandela affected again into a universe where all of a sudden counterspells are crimes. Coffer's Brain. Yeah, I mean we haven't played a blue crime deck yet. But yeah, that makes like Magda and Murktide or like Murktide Style Shell also more appealing. We have so much to do before MH3. Okay, so if we draw a land, we could maybe Hive. We're probably gonna cast Grief though. Not draw the land because we just cast Kaervek, and then we can't. We could go Grief into Grief. Into Grief. Oh no, I guess we're one card short of doing that anyways. But they have the Hearse anyways. Well, okay, hold on. They no longer have the Hearse. Yeah, so I could go Pitch Grief into Pitch Grief copy, but then I would need one more black card to Grief again. I don't even know if that would necessarily be correct. These pushes are probably pretty good. Might try to trim some Kaerveks post-board because they just have so much graveyard hate. If we go to game 3. Probably a bad matchup. Heartless Summoning Free Starter Spellskite's pretty sick. A lot of people have been suggesting Spellskite. I don't exactly understand the interaction, I guess. Oh, Spellskite because it targets the thing on the stack. That's why people have been suggesting Spellskite this whole time. Okay. I'll do some work on it. 9 sharps, 10 months. Thank you. Welcome back. I was really confused about the Spellskite stuff. Yeah, it's all coming together. So I'm going to push the Shaman with the hopes that they crew Hearse in response. They did not. Spellskite is why all criminals say once a turn. There's, I think, a lot of reasons for that. Yeah, my opponent has 2 Sagas in the yard, so I feel like I'm supposed to try to kill the Rin and 6 here. If their last card is a removal spell, it's pretty bad. Okay, let's go to... Let's move on. Yeah, but going like Free Starter Lookout with Force Negation up, that sounds pretty good. Same guy I lost to yesterday? Well, they weren't playing this. At least I don't remember losing to Simic Merfolk. Should do Cascade Satoro. I mean, I've obviously thought about Cascade Satoro, but I haven't like been able to figure out a build that looks reasonable, really. You have Thoughtseize here. They need a blue source to cast Sylvoon or Lord of Atlantis. So I think we just take the Sylvoon since it's the better card. Also, my opponent is just going to subtlety my Grief next turn, so I get to like just kind of him them with this. Yeah, so I think I grief pitch Kaervek and then see if they pitch the Force or the Lord of Atlantis or Mystery card. They pitched Lord of Atlantis. And then this is probably a fine card to keep on top. We definitely have better ones. It saddles the Bronco though, so it's just kind of good, I think, to go like cast Bronco here, go like Citadel tapped, push next turn, and then hardcast the Grief, and like we at least get the Force of Negation. I don't think it's pretty rare that I just evoke Grief because I want it to get subtletied. That's kind of fun. What's the best deck suggestion? I mean, probably like Mystic Sanctuary and Miracles. I built the deck, but I was after a chat dono deck and ended up winning a PTQ with it. Big shout out to chat helping me win a PTQ. About the usual turn, you draw Aether Vial. It seems everything is in working order. No, I love all brews equally opt. I like that when you're either like you want to reveal land when we're not settling, or you want to reveal highest mana value possible when you are settling. Kind of funny. That is one problem with playing Caustic Bronco in the Calibrated Blast deck, is like you are it's gonna be kind of risky to attack unsaddled. But when you do settle, it'll be kind of crazy. Okay, so Edict's in, Sheoldred's in, Needle's in, Voidwalker's out. Trim second Cling, third Kaervek, Undying Evil, I think. Is Bronco good in a Death Shadow shell? I mean, Bronco's a pretty good card. You could certainly pair Death Shadow with Bronco, but the thing about Death Shadow, y'all, is like Death Shadow used to be this card where it was just so powerful. It was so powerful that you would really build around it, and you would really think about, how am I going to make my Death Shadow as good as possible, because Death Shadow is such a good card. Death Shadow is no longer such a good card that you're just like, I need to figure out how to build around it. I need to maximize this card. Death Shadow is like a fringe playable, moderately playable threat. It is like an okay one drop that you don't actually get to play on turn one. It's like a one drop that you play on turn 3, and then you double spell, and then it dies. But it's kind of nice that you got to double spell. And so you just don't really need to like really think about the synergies like around Death Shadow too much, because just Thoughtseizes and fetch lands are all you need to make Death Shadow like a playable card in your deck. Okay, so we went 7-3 with Bronco Kaervek. Pretty reasonable record. I like Bronco a lot. Kaervek kind of mid. Fine. I think it makes sense in the shell, where like you're more aggressive and your curve is lower. Kind of makes more sense at the top end. Not like absolutely in love with it. But would play this kind of shell again. I do want to get to the